evening everyone. So we are back drilling today, drilling some wheat. Ploughed this morning, started ploughing about maybe shortly after 8 this morning, and it's about 6:30 in the evening now, and we're just about finished drilling. There's a couple of more runs to do on it. We had some heavy rain yesterday, so it's left us a little cagey about drilling or ploughing too far ahead of the drilling. There's heavy rain coming tomorrow as well, so whatever we ploughed today, we wanted to get drilled, and the aim was to get this field finished. It's winter wheat. It's in a little bit earlier than what we would probably like, but at the same time this ground is a bit like the ground that we sowed last week, prone to getting a little bit on the damp side once it rains on it. So we'll be happy enough to have this in and get it in, and maybe get it up and get it established before the real wet weather comes. Forecast is showing very good for next week, so we're hoping to get a lot of the drilling done in the early days of next week. If we get 3 or 4 days, we should have a good hole in it at that stage. Issues today, have a look and see. There's a disc lying on the ground here, which is never good. You can see we had a bit of a breakage here, hit an absolute humongous stone in the field, pulled up. In fairness, there's not many stones in it, which we're not really used to, but we hit an absolute humongous stone, pulled it up, and it just sheared. The other end of that was in here. It sheared it off, and it was just hanging on then by the bolt, where there's a little bolt on it there for adjusting it. So that was one thing that happened. Another thing that happened then, we lost one of our the whole shank and skimmer. Lost it, whether it hit a stone and loosened it or broke the bolt, we're not sure. Lost that as well. So that was 2 things that happened. The third thing then that happened was Jerry's just coming. I'll get a bit of footage of him passing by. Third thing that happened was we had a bolt broke on the after harrow tines. There's a couple of little bolts at the side, one that broke and it was kind of hanging on one side. So we had 3 things broke. We don't usually have many breaks, but it's just one of those days where it all seemed to happen on the one day. But yeah, that's kind of the way the day went, but it didn't really stop us at the same time, and it'd be great to get this done and dusted before the rain tomorrow. If we were lucky enough that we could get it rolled, that would be great, but I don't think we're going to get. I think it's going to be raining from early in the morning, so we're probably not going to get it rolled, but we'll be okay till early next week. If we get an hour and a half at some stage, we'd get the ring roller on it and get it all rolled. So going well. Don't forget, if you're already subscribed to the channel, hit the sub button, leave a like in the video, comment down below. All that stuff helps the channel, and greatly appreciate it if you can do it. Soil conditions is very good. Ploughed up really nicely. It is drilling down very nicely as well. A little bit moist, especially down along here. This is one of the wet areas right up along here, but the fact that we've it sown early, it should get established, and hopefully that should stand it in good stead then for over the winter. You can see behind us, there's 24 acres in this field. Behind us is the next field that we intend to do. You can see it's burnt off and all. There's winter barley going in it, and we hope to do it, hopefully ploughing it on Sunday, all going well. So we'll just see how that goes. If it's dry Sunday, I'll do a decent enough day on Sunday, and it'll allow us to be well on with it, that we can get drilling early enough then on Monday. So yeah, we'll see how the weather goes. Lovely. Just hit the stone there. But yeah, everything else apart from that is working well. 6.4 is working well, 6.9 working well, and no other real issues than the few issues that I mentioned there now. Kind of an update on what's happening now today. Next part of the video will be whatever we're doing tomorrow, Saturday, which will probably be wet, but there'll be something going on, and I'll show you maybe some of the cattle we've got in and whatever else is happening. Alright, so it's the next day. We've made some changes to the plough. Can you notice them? Pretty simple. All the discs are gone except for the last 2. Just pull them off, fairly easy to take them off. There's only one bolt holding them on here for setting, and then they just slot down into this hole here, so they're pretty easy to take off. yeah, took them all off. Don't really need them. They do help to leave a nicer job in ploughing, but you don't really need them in stubbles. Really only need them for the likes of if you were doing playground. So took those off. Also, it'll stop a lot of the times when I go to the one where the disc is still on it. You could have a stone when it's cutting. You can see there's not much distance here between the disc and the point of the plough, so you can get a stone that can catch in there and cause you issues. So I suppose to have them off is no harm. We also got or replaced the skimmer that we lost. Yeah, we lost the whole piece. It will probably show up next year. More than likely we'll plough it up at some point, but we needed a skimmer on it because if there is a bit of trash, you wanted to turn it over. So yeah, we had to get a whole new skimmer, a whole new leg, yeah, the whole bit. So yeah, it's just the way it goes. It was actually the one we lost is off the back of it, but we just stuck this in here on the front. We can keep an eye on it. Notice the colours a little bit different. They're actually New Holland colours now. Overum ploughs basically stopped making Overum, not stopped making them, but changed the name on them a number of years ago. They were bought up by, not sure if Agrilux bought them up or it was Caseih, one or the other, but Caseih, a huge machinery outfit, purchased Overum along with lots of other manufacturers as well. They purchased up the likes of JF, along with others, and you could buy Caseih ploughs then for a number of years. From memory they were red and black in colour, but now you can purchase them in New Holland colours because New Holland has actually purchased Caseih. So yeah, you can get them in New Holland colours. So that's why this disc is this colour, and the skimmer is this colour. But yeah, that's it. So it also helps the plough as well. It's going to be a little bit lighter. Then those discs are heavy, and when you've got 8 of them on there, they add a lot of weight onto the plough. So I suppose to have the whole outfit a little bit lighter is no harm anyway. So yeah, it is a heavy plough. So yeah, ready to go. Rained quite a bit this morning, but it has dried up really nice. Really and truly, could have been away ploughing I think at the minute. Don't think there's going to be much rain overnight, and tomorrow looks like it's going to be dry as in into Monday. If there is, it's going to be some passing showers, nothing that's going to cause any hassle. But it did rain heavy this morning, but dried up really nicely. So I think I'll go over tomorrow and plough for about half a day, a little bit more than that, and get ahead of the drill so that we can get that 23 acre field or 24 acre field done as well in the early days of next week. Want to push on and try and get as much done as we can now when we are at it. Yeah. We're going to go over now, a little look at some of the cattle we've got inside. Numbers are starting to go up a little bit, so let's go and look at that. Alright, so what cattle have we inside at the minute? We're down to the last of the beefing cattle that we have almost finished. We got rid of another 14 this week, and we are down now to, I think there's 8 left, so we'll get those away in the next couple of weeks. They've done very well. These are the ones that we purchased at the when we slaughtered everything out of the shed. We purchased these, fed them all over the summer, and it was a pretty good move with the way cattle prices have went, and yeah, they would have left some nice money, so that's what you want. Can't complain about cattle this year. You know, cattle have done very, very well. Some of the early ones, very start of the year, that went away, price was only okay, would have left some money, but the ones after that would have done well. So it's about time we had a good year. A lot of people would have, beef numbers is down overall, and I think the fact that has happened has helped a lot. Supply of beef cattle to the factories just isn't as plentiful as what it used to be or usually is, and that has helped, so it's great. On to cattle that we have inside now. So these are a batch of bulls that we raised outside over the whole summer. A lot of them are our own stock. They've been in now for the last, probably in about 3 weeks, and yeah, doing nicely in 3 to 4 weeks. Doing nicely. They've acclimatized nicely now to the feed. We've introduced them to potatoes. They're still only getting barley, so it's basically barley, minerals, silage, straw and potatoes. So yeah, the potatoes is we're just starting to up the level of potatoes that they're getting, and yeah, they're doing well. They've filled out nicely. They've all settled down, which is what you want. And no real issues. We had one in here, had a little skull on his foot. We've been treating him, trying not to take him out, because you take out bulls, you don't get them back in. You know, if you take a bull out, put him on straw for a week or a couple of weeks, you go to introduce them back in, they'll bloody kill him. So you want to try and keep him in there if you can. Treat him, unless he gets really bad, then you have to take him out. But we try to leave them in there as long as we can, as long as we can treat them. But he is improving, but that's the only real issue we've had. Everything else is all okay. These have been fed for today, so yeah, no need to feed them. They're all sorted until tomorrow morning. Over to this other side of the shed, this is a batch of bulls, which we've been steadily purchasing in bulls over the last, I suppose you could say, the last 5-6 weeks. There's been some coming every week, and they were in the top shed. They were acclimatized to each other, and there's smaller pens up there. They got used to each other, but we got them started on the feed. They then were taken and mixed down here, and not much fighting or not much jumping on each other, which is what you want. The fact that you get them acclimatized before you get them down is fantastic. But yeah, just look at mixed, kind of a mixed batch, all different breeds, crossbred, you know, just but mostly all would have continental breeding in them, more or less. So yeah, nice batch of bulls, and they'll be started on small amount of feed, just like a high protein ration, and they'll be on that probably until close to Christmas, and then after Christmas, just before Christmas or after Christmas, introduce them onto the full beef ration. So we'll allow them to grow until Christmas roughly, and then introduce them onto the full beef ration. So that's kind of the plan with those. But yeah, nice batch of bulls. We do intend to fill this shed here with bulls. So there's another couple of pens of bulls up in the top shed, which are side by side and getting acclimatized to each other as well. And they'll be coming down here whenever we slaughter the last of the beef cattle. So this will be a shed full of bulls. The bottom shed is going to be full of heifers. We've got about 75 heifers grazing outside. It was actually over that, but all grazing outside, and they will be coming in. There's plenty of grass at the minute. They'll be coming in, I'd say, in about 2 to 3 weeks time, when grass starts to get a bit scarce. So yeah, that's kind of where we are with those. But yeah, the bottom new shed, that's what's going into it, and it'll be full of heifers. Top shed then will have weanlings in it, and some more heifers. Shed here, the heifers will be for finishing, and then the other shed here beside us, that's the cow shed. It'll have our suckler cows in it. So yeah, that's kind of where we are. So we still have some more cattle to buy in, but not that much. We'll probably buy in a few more bulls just so we have enough together to get acclimatized for this pen. We'll put the heifers in, see what space we have, and we can buy a few heifers in just to fill up at the end. So it's kind of where we are with that. So yeah, going okay. Yeah, cattle work will be kind of on hold at the minute until we get all the field work done. We've slurry to put out. We've got a little over about 2 weeks before the ban comes in, so we have one tank to put out, and I'll probably go around the other tanks here that has cattle in the sheds, stuck whatever bits, maybe get a load or two out of each tank, just get everything emptied down so we have enough storage for the winter. And yeah, so that's kind of work that has to be done. And then once all the field work is finished, when we have the winter crops in, when we have a few bales still to make toward cut. So when that's all finished with, we'll be getting at the cattle then, dosing, clipping backs, all that kind of stuff, and getting everything sorted on that front too. So lots of work in the next number of weeks. So we're going to be busy, and yeah, I'll video as much of it as I can as we're doing it. So yeah. Alright, so just going to finish off today's video. A couple of things, just a couple of wee things more that we got done on the 3650. I'll show you those now, and I want to finish off also on the sprayer. Put a video up on the sprayer the other day, completely flopped. No one watched it, no one even seen it. It wasn't shown to anybody. YouTube's algorithm just completely ignored it. So but for those who did see it, or if you haven't seen it, go and have a look at it. For those who did see it, I had a bit of footage of how to work the induction tank. It was just a whole video on how to work the sprayer, but I don't know what happened to the bit of footage. It seemed to get lost and it wasn't seen. But anyway, quick look at what you can do with this. I think it's 60 litres it holds, the induction tank. I think, I'm not 100% sure, but a couple of very simple things that you can do with it. There's 2 settings here on this on this little valve. Flick it to this side, that brings on the water, which rinses the induction bowl out. So there's water comes out of about 4 different places, mixes up all the water, and you can then draw it into the tank. You flick it to the other side, this side, it then brings on your can cleaner. So basically push down on that, water comes out at high speed here, spins round, gets all up in your can, washes it out, and you've nothing left in your can. So very good job that. To take the water from the induction tank into your sprayer, you have to have your sprayer lever set here to fill into the tank, and it's basically this lever here, pull it back, and it sucks in then through the bottom, round and into the tank and fills into it. So very simple, sprayer, and some super features on it. Interested in looking at that other video, go and have a little look at it. You can also, by the way, which I didn't cop initially, it was a little while after I got it, I seen someone else doing it. If you flick your valve over to for cleaning out the water tanks and push down on it here, it brings it on and it washes out the whole tank inside, and it'll suck it on in, you know. So whereas this one here really only washes or jets water down into the bottom of it, when you put it over here and push down on it from the top, it washes the whole inside the tank. So super little feature, and something that I use on a regular basis. But yeah, anyone who's interested in that video, go and have a look at it. If not, doesn't matter. 3650. What other bits and pieces did we get done to it since I last? Not that much. We're kind of still waiting on hitch parts. So I can't go around the back of the tractor because it's not covered. I don't want to show the hitch until the very end, but I will show it as soon as it's done, and I'm hoping to have everything done with this so we can use it doing the bit of round bales. So I'll be using it on the mower and a few things before the end of the year, well, in the next couple of weeks. Toolbox is back, completely painted, inside and out. So it's the original old school toolbox, so it's got the steel handle on it. It's in superb condition, and I even got the little sticker, you can see it here. That's exactly what was on it when it was new original, and I got that from Nick Young Tractor Parts. So yeah, lovely little touch to have that, and to have it completely original. Let's see, what else can I show you that we done? The other thing that we got done was this little plate here was missing, so we got it was painted, and it is now on and in place. So that's another job that is done. So yeah, it's basically now the little bit of painting here on the front nose of the tractor, the couple of hitch parts that has to be fitted or got ready and fitted on, and a whole clean down is all that's really left on it. It's almost there, so hopefully in the next week or two, the week or so, we'll get all sorted. So looking forward to getting it finished and being able to use it. Would have been nice to have it finished. We might be able to use it doing a bit of ring rolling, but I don't think we're going to do that. We're going to wait until it's fully finished. So yeah, just the way it is. But yeah, that is it. So that's it for today's video. Plough is ready to go now for morning. Going to be ploughing tomorrow. Going to try and get as much done tomorrow as I can. Hopefully, as I say, we're going to get lots of drilling done next week. There will be a video on Wednesday showing how the progress is going, how we're getting on, what we're doing, and if there's any issues or anything like that. So keep an eye out for that next Wednesday. Also, if you haven't already checked out my website, I've got some merch there for sale. Going to have some 3650 merch coming up in the next number of weeks before Christmas, so also watch out for that. But there is all Jerry 6420 t-shirts and stuff like that. If you're looking for any t-shirts, beanies, there's all different clothing there. Go check it out, and hoodies, all that kind of stuff. So see what there is. Jerry6420.com, so you can check that out. And that's it. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, hit the sub button, leave a like in the video, comment down below if you have any questions. I try to get back to everybody. We'll see you in the next one. See you next Wednesday.